In the summer of 2018, the sun blazed over the arid landscape of the U.S.-Mexico border, casting long shadows from the towering border wall that had become a symbol of a contentious political climate. As the Trump administration intensified its focus on immigration and border security, Stryker armored vehicles rolled into view, their metallic bodies gleaming ominously under the midday sun. The deployment was more than a mere show of force. It was a calculated move aimed at addressing the perceived crisis at the border, a crisis that had been amplified by political rhetoric and media coverage. For the soldiers tasked with operating the Strykers, the experience was a mix of pride and unease. Many of them had trained for years to engage in combat situations, but here they were, stationed in a context that felt foreign to their military training. Private First Class James Rivera, a young soldier from Texas, felt the weight of the mission on his shoulders. He had grown up hearing stories of his family's journey across the border, tales of hardship and hope. Now, he found himself in a position that put him at odds with the very people he felt a connection to. As he patrolled the dusty roads near El Paso, he grappled with the dichotomy of his role, protector of the nation, and in some ways, a barrier to the dreams of those who sought a better life. The motivations behind the deployment were layered and complex. The Trump administration framed it as a necessary step to combat illegal immigration and drug trafficking, portraying the border as a battleground where law and order needed to be restored. The rhetoric resonated with segments of the American populace who felt threatened by the influx of migrants and the perceived erosion of national sovereignty. Yet, for many in the border community, the presence of military vehicles was a stark reminder of the growing militarization of their daily lives. Local residents, who had long navigated the complexities of life along the border, found themselves caught in a web of anxiety and uncertainty. Maria Gonzalez, a local shop owner in a small town near the border, watched as the Strykers rolled past her storefront. She had lived in the area her entire life, witnessing the ebb and flow of migration and the resilience of her community. The soldiers, clad in camouflage, were strangers in her neighborhood, and their presence sparked a range of emotions. Some neighbors felt reassured, believing that the military would help restore order. Others, like Maria, felt a sense of foreboding. She recalled the stories of her own parents, who had crossed the border seeking a better life, and wondered how the soldiers viewed families like hers. As the weeks turned into months, the impact of the deployment became palpable. The streets that once buzzed with the sounds of children playing and families gathering grew quieter. Fear crept into the hearts of many as the presence of armored vehicles shifted the dynamics of daily life. Encounters between soldiers and locals were often tense, marked by a shared sense of misunderstanding. The soldiers, trained to respond to threats, were on high alert, while the residents, wary of being perceived as suspicious, navigated their lives with caution. On the national security front, the deployment was met with mixed reactions. Supporters argued that it demonstrated a commitment to safeguarding the nation, while critics decried it as an unnecessary escalation that exacerbated tensions without addressing the root causes of migration. The debate raged on, but for those on the ground, the reality was far more nuanced. The soldiers and the local community were intertwined in an intricate dance of duty and survival, each side struggling to understand the other amidst the cacophony of political discourse. As the sun set over the border, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, the Strykers stood as silent sentinels, a stark reminder of the complexities of security and humanity. For James, Maria, and countless others caught in the crossfire of policy and personal experience, the border was more than just a line on a map. It was a living tapestry of stories, dreams, and the unyielding quest for understanding in an ever-divided world.